Hey, Magic Makers, I'm Mombierella.
I'm Yukita Cosplay.
And I'm CJ Peterson. Welcome to Magic Making Mischief. Tonight, we're going to be having our special return guest, Brad James, who is also known as Snoke Show Cosplay. To start off, works hard, says, hey, like no two instead of like no one, like she normally does. Hey, works hard.
She means like number instead of the hashtag symbol. So
I thought it was like works hard like no other.
Sure.
I always think that.
Well, she puts that a little. She's a friend, so she actually has a channel. So she usually puts that. She just means number.
Got it.
Hello.
Geek Cred Trivia says hey, and Jeremy says
There's
hello,
Jeremy.
everyone.
Hey,
Jeremy.
Yay!
yay!
So we have
All
lots
right.
watching today.
Oh, yeah.
So Snoke Show. Where did the name come
Yes.
from?
Well, I can't remember if I told this story last time, but bear with me. So
Okay, tell it again.
I'm a super Star Wars fan. I got Darth Vader and a Boba Fett helmet behind me on my dresser there, if you can see it from afar.
Oh, you can.
But all my life growing up, late 90s, going to see the new releases with my dad, getting into the prequel trilogy as a young boy, taking my
I
was like, when she got
I'm just seeing the mods and I'm like, oh no, it's in my head. Totally forgot. My brain has got like cold head brain.
I remembered, but I didn't want to say anything.
Like rewind to the ready because we solemnly swear
we're up to no good.
There we go. Okay. Sorry, I got so excited with all the people saying hi. Okay.
I know, right?
Snoke Show. Sorry,
Yes.
my
That sounds
bad.
awesome.
So yeah,
We're just excited.
Fast forward, I meet my wife, and I find out that her last name is the same last name as the Supreme Leader in the sequel trilogy. Her maiden name was Snoke, and it blew my mind. And
He said, "I gotta marry her right now."
that's it.
It's
said, done deal. I was ready to take her last name, and she wouldn't let me do it. But we, I remember like vividly, and I tell this story all the time to whoever wants to listen to it. But I remember going to the second one, The Last Jedi. Everybody hates it. That's my personal favorite.
Oh,
But
love that.
We're sitting in the theater, and Snoke's there, and spoiler alert, he gets cut into two. He falls over onto his side, not expecting it. I just started laughing. It was just like a nervous energy, like, oh my gosh, I don't know what
Like,
we're doing here. And she leans over to me and she's whispering, and I bet you're glad you didn't take my name now. Like, he didn't stand out to be anybody, right?
Oh my gosh.
So where the name came from, I think I was just trying to rhyme with Snoke, and here we are. So show it is.
Snoke Show, Smoke Show. There you go.
There you
The
go.
Art of the Ride said, so awesome. Hope 3 and 3 cast and crew have a great weekend. Such a great guest. Such a great sense of humor. Marissa says hi.
Hello.
Hi, Marissa.
So lots watching. Awesome. So what cosplays do you do?
So my first one ever, I put together myself. I'm like a trash can builder, right? I just was pulling stuff out of the recycling bin, and then deeper and deeper I went, the worse it got. Like, I started hoarding in the garage. I'm sure some of you guys can. But I've recently started to par back and throw a lot out. It just got to be too overwhelming. But over COVID and lockdown, I was working from home quite a bit and doing what I needed to do at the house. But in the downtime and raising 2 small kids during nap time, I started putzing with a Mandalorian bucket helmet, and that came right after the show. But it was always something I wanted to get into. I followed the 501st Mandalorian.
Nice.
That was like, at the time, and I'm friends with a lot of those people, but at the time, that was the way in, right? Like, to me, the cosplay world didn't make sense. I didn't understand it. That was my path. I wanted to do what they did. I wanted to be in the hospitals. Whenever you heard after the first season of Mando came out and they had all of the cosplayers there as stormtroopers from the 501st in one of the last scenes, when that was made public, I thought, wow, just like dream dream come true.
Yes.
And so
That's
I made
awesome.
the first helmet. It was very rough, not in great shape. I wish I had it sitting here because I'd show you guys. But I made it from a Home Depot bucket, a construction helmet, and
Oh wow.
like a cutout window tinting that I glued inside of it, and
Wow.
followed a build on a Discord somewhere and got the idea for it, but it was in bad shape. And I'll be
I
honest,
kind of wish you had it too. I'm curious
I'm
to know what it
honestly
looks
like
Yeah,
really
right?
intrigued. I want to know what it looks like see it physically.
if you go to the
now.
bottom, I think at the end of one of the first posts on my Instagram, I finally had a suit put together, and I went out with the Star Wars enthusiasts of Houston. We did a visit to a local news station in Houston for one of the May the 4th celebrations, and I wore that there. And I think there might be some photos there at the start of my Instagram, but it looked
I'm
good
working
from
on it.
afar. Up close, you could tell.
CJ's gonna pull it up.
I'm working on it.
Up close,
She's like,
you could tell it
one
was
moment.
rough, but
Right?
I built it, and then I put together I threw together
Oh,
some armor.
Okay,
It
I
got,
got it. Hold on. Got Let's share.
You can't
Hold
say
on.
that you made it out of a bucket from there and like us not be more like.
okay,
Is
so
it
got
the
it.
green
Is
one?
that it?
well, hold on.
Whoa,
So the
no.
first one there is a 3D print, but if you go over to the second and third photo, that's my
These two?
helmet proper.
These two?
So the one that's up close like that, that's a 3D print.
Okay.
Now, if you
Okay.
see the one with the jetpack, that's me wearing it. Probably can't even.
Yeah, you can.
The
Oh
jetpack is
wow.
cardboard. I was pretty proud of that.
You should be. That's
good.
pretty
Oh, that's
awesome.
awesome.
Good
You were all like
job.
making it
Well
bigger on our screen so we can see it better.
We're all like,
Creativity
"Ugh."
at its finest. I'm impressed.
Well,
I had
thanks.
to
That is
find
so
it.
cool.
But I put together armor then, so the armor came from like a Rubbermaid tote or one of those Walmart brands, like a big plastic
Gotta look
tote.
at it again.
The ingenuity for me. Good job.
Wow.
Let me pull that
Well,
back
so-
up
See,
again.
We're
Like
gonna deep dive examine this now.
Yeah, we
I'm
are.
proud of myself for trying to like put a wand pocket in the robe pattern that I'm making
So-
right now. Man, this is amazing.
go to the
Also,
to
good
the-
job on that, Mombi. Good job.
scroll to the
Huh.
next one because I think the next one is
Okay.
probably a better picture. The other
That's
way.
the other way.
Okay, well you can't.
Wow.
It's from a distance, but yeah, I cut the 3 panels and
Wow.
painted them and did my own weathering. I learned how to mask and just a lot of skills that really.
And that was your first one?
That was it.
Well
Good
done.
job.
That
Sorry,
was
I accidentally went too far up.
like madness. I know a few days I was up at 5 o'clock working on that thing because with the kids, I'd have dad duties during the first half of the day or
Wow.
second half, and so I was
Hold
just
on.
crazy trying to get it done.
She's
Applied.
like, I must see more.
No, I just saw that.
Look at it.
Oh, the little one with the helmet is so
How
cute. Oh my gosh.
Marissa says cool, and Jeremy says nothing better than plastic bucket and a heat gun.
That's
Absolutely
it. Jeremy.
fine.
Wow.
Also,
No,
good
I-
job with the
I
little,
started flipping and I
Denmarks
saw
from the
that.
blaster. Good job with that. It actually
the
looked pretty
amount-
accurate looking.
The
Thank you.
amount of patience this had to take. How long did this take you to make your first one?
Well, so in that one there was the 3D print. After she saw how crazy I was getting
Aw.
into it, my wife got me one for probably my birthday, and I sanded it down, I painted it. But the first one was good practice. I flew through the 3D print. That was nothing. And to do
Yeah.
the weathering, so that's the print. But that's my homemade armor and
I was gonna say, but that was more
holster.
your armor that I was pulling up on
Yeah.
that one.
But that is a heat gun and warming it up. I made the vest out of some old curtains. That was the first attempt with
That's so smart. I
one.
love it.
Mhm.
It was very
and
Like,
the gauntlets
that.
are because this is COVID. This is probably the coolest part. So the gauntlets
sound
are
of music.
are Lysol containers. So we had all the Lysol wipes. I hollowed those out and made the gauntlets.
That's so neat. I
Wow.
love the
Wow.
ingenuity with that. That's like my favorite thing about new cosplayers or people starting cosplay. They like take little things from anywhere and just put it together and it makes it work. Like,
Yeah.
I love
That's
it.
so
World
crazy.
Super
That's why it's like
Series.
when jewelry breaks and stuff, like I never throw it out because I'm like, okay, this could come in handy. And so I'm like, yes, the hoarding thing, I totally get that. My
Bro,
poor
I do
husband
that
is just
too.
like, woman, get your stuff out of
Oh,
Yeah,
started
so
hoarding
imagine
in
totes.
bedroom.
doing
Yep.
that. I'm actually doing that. I'm actually redoing the whole shed in our back so that I can put all of my cosplay projects, all of my sewing stuff, and all of my podcast stuff out there. So that's going to be my new project. So
She
The art
shed.
of the ride,
Yeah.
the art of the ride says, "Wow, so much creativity. The great artist always saw the finished statue in the stone. This cosplay is next level."
Oh
I
yeah.
That is
Aw.
super
love
nice.
talking to different cosplayers because of the ingenious way that they come up with things and how they apply it is just insane.
Just
You
make
never
it
Yeah.
look
work,
at
man.
like a Coke top or something different. Like part of that jetpack's a Coke bottle, right? Like just to start piecing it together in your mind. I've gotten away from a lot of that kind of builds, but I want to get back to it. Anyway,
More
You still did
okay.
good.
So of your cosplays, you have had some that are so good, but like you don't see who you are. So it took me years, like as a good cosplayer should, for me to realize that you were the same person.
okay.
That's
So
true.
how do you do some of the ones like do you like you have full face coverage on a lot of the stuff, not just the Mandalorian ones, but some of the other ones that you've done, right?
Like Star Wars was the buckets. That's what attracted me as a kid.
The
I could
bucket.
really care less as with the what'd you find?
Batman. Talking about the
Oh
face
yeah,
Batman.
covering.
Adam West. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have
The
quite the
little dance
variety
with it.
though. Like
So the Vader was another one, and I'll tell that story real quick if I can, because I got a lot of help. That was kind of a last minute that I wanted to do for the Star Wars enthusiast group photo at Comic Palooza that year. And the helmet is rubies. I mean, a lot of people knock it online if you're a Vader enthusiast, but
Oh my
I
God.
really like the helmet. It was the nicest thing. I wish I had one as a kid.
It
But
looks good.
the chest box was a toy that I bought on eBay that I converted, and then the armor, after seeing how much those went for, like prefabbed online from sellers, that's also like a Rubbermaid trash can, I think, that I cut up.
Oh my gosh.
But the
wow.
suit, like the leathers itself, is the my highlight. So that's like an old rain slicker, and I actually
No
talked
way.
my wife into individually stitching those lines that go up the pants, if you can see them there.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
I tried paint,
Wow. Oh my
couldn't
gosh.
pick them up. I tried
Oh my
marker,
goodness.
and I was like, "Sweetheart, this would look so good if you could if you could stitch
Oh.
up the arms and
Sugar
legs."
honey, baby, will you help me?
That that's one of my first foam builds.
Oh
So
my
that's
gosh.
actually the
Wow.
helmet that we were talking about earlier, and I did a repaint on it just for
Oh,
that.
that's the original one?
That's the original helmet. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Hey!
Wow.
Okay, I
Good
can see the
job.
construction helmet part.
Yep.
I'm telling you, you get closer and you can really tell, but
That's
Wow.
okay.
Still.
this
Well
is fun.
done.
Amazing, man. There we
Okay,
go. That's
Cad
the one I was
Bane.
thinking of, right there in the center, right there. Yeah, there
That
you
one?
go.
Cad Bane.
Yeah.
Cad
Oh, look
Bane,
at that. It
Yes.
goes
So
around in a circle.
whenever I saw a group shot with this one, I finally realized, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, that is the same person." Okay, because like the people that you
That's
were with in the pictures, I was
good.
just like, "Wait, what?" You know?
That is
Oh
a
my.
good Cad Bane.
So I literally had
I
to
don't
go back to your other cosplays and like go back and be like, "Wait, okay, so which ones were you?" This the whole
right.
time.
So
Look at you.
that was
That
one of
is
my
amazing.
favorite ones. I thought it turned out really good. I actually don't own any of that anymore because
Oh
it was a character that I wanted to do for that convention, but a lot of
well.
repainting and a lot of salvaging on eBay.
Wow.
Well done. There's a lot of fun ones on here.
So okay, what is your favorite one?
Vader holds a special place for me, but honestly, I feel myself moving
Is this you?
away. That's me. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
No way.
I am
Oh my
Groot.
gosh. That's a good
Wow.
Groot.
That's really
I'm
good.
Put
just
that together
playing. I'm
for
playing
the
on here. Marissa says, "Wow, the art of the ride." Says, "I remember seeing Batman at the Christmas toy drive at the coffee shop in Old Town Spring. Great group, but Scarlet Witch was my personal favorite."
That was Mombi.
Yeah. Is this you
Superman's.
too?
Cute.
That's me too.
Iron Man. Oh,
Iron
nice.
Man.
Chewy.
Chewie.
Wow. Okay, see the variety here. Oh my gosh. Like, I mean, I know like there's a lot of superheroes in Star Wars, but like just that it goes from one extreme of the type of
Did you
character to
wear
the
the
next. So,
contact? Were you wearing
Look at
contacts with
look at
it?
the helmet, how he broke the helmet and
oh
everything.
my
Good
gosh.
job.
I love the detail.
You'd think that took a lot of time, but actually it was a hammer the night before, just boom.
Oh
He's
wow.
like, let me just take out my anger real quick. My
Yeah.
frustration. Cosplay
Was it hard to
frustration.
make yourself break that helmet though for that?
Oh yeah.
I got a second one just from circumstance, oddly enough, and so after Obi-Wan, I had to do it. That's probably been the most fun out of all of them at the Comic Palooza. With even with Cad Bane, we did some fun stuff with him. But that Vader, like, I don't consider myself a cosplayer. It's hard to get into character for me. I just like the process and putting them together and the final product and then hanging out with friends. Like the toy drive was a blast for me. But with
Oh,
with
fun.
him, that was the most fun getting into that character because as the day went on and progressed, it got more uncomfortable, right? So it was easier to be upset. Anakin, I walked with a limp the whole day, and if
Oh,
people would yell at me, I just start screaming Obi-Wan, and it got a lot of laughs, and that's a highlight. I'd like to take that one further and do like more like burning or like latex burning,
Like
and then
effects work on it.
more
Yeah.
contacts. Yeah, I think that would be fun.
Geek Cred
The Star
Trivia
Wars.
says, I love the Star Wars setup at Comic Palooza this last year.
dude, their setup is always so good too. Like,
Always.
I love it. Our first Comic Con was Comic Palooza, and like I could barely get my kids out of the Star Wars part that they had set up because my son's like, no, wait.
I think my first film was Space City, and Space City isn't a thing anymore. It was my
Oh.
first. It was my first Comic Con, and also it was their last time. So,
Oh.
Oh, wow,
my
that's an
first
odd dynamic.
My first was Arlington. Brad, what was yours? It's kind of curious to know what your firsts are.
I'm a newbie. It was Comic Palooza 21.
Ah,
I was 2019, so
somewhere.
you weren't too much different because they didn't have a 2020. So yeah.
I was 2013 or 2014, I think.
I tried to
I
get
think
Wow.
is it Yakita, are you the oldest?
Yes, I started in 2017.
Ironically.
And I'm
She's
also
the
the
oldest
youngest on
as
this
far as
podcast right
Comic-Con.
now.
No, I'm 2014. 2014 is younger than 2017.
Oh no, that'd be you then.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yep.
So I'm the
Oh.
oldest, and I'm the oldest.
still the oldest.
I'm just the oldest in everything. Oh,
Oh,
that's okay.
that's awesome.
I own
That's so
myself.
funny.
I'm good.
So wait, your first Comic Con was 2021. So were you doing the cosplay stuff before then, or did you start at that point?
I started building in 2020. I had it in my heart at the time to become a Mandalorian merc, and I went through that submission process and failed, and it broke my heart.
How did you fail?
Well, there's a standard that you have to meet, and honestly, it was a
Oh,
good it was a good experience in that I learned what was important with this strange hobby to me, and I found myself really fixating on, because with the Mandalorian in particular, you think of the 3 armor plates,
Mm-hmm.
or at least Boba Fett. Think about that armor. There's a certain spacing that the plates have to be apart from each other, and you got to make sure the Velcro is covered. And if the picture is not quite right, and you don't have somebody that knows all those rules taking the photos, you end up submitting pictures that something is wrong, right? So then it's just this continued process, and it was really tough. Like I don't think I touched it for a little while, but it led to better things for me. I found a different group, Imperial Outlanders. They originated in the United Kingdom. I found a local detachment in Texas called the Lone Star Detachment, and with them, I brought our Imperial Outlanders to Comic Palooza 21. So I wasn't actually a cosplayer there. I was a panelist. I found myself hosting a panel at my first convention, and
Oh my goodness.
it was brutal.
wow! Oh my gosh!
Well
Uh,
done.
Allie Holland, if you look for her later, she goes by Ace Cosplay on all the socials. She does a lot of builds. She wound up on the crew building stormtroopers and clone troopers for the newest Disney series with Obi-Wan and
Wow.
some of the more recent ones. So it's
Very cool.
Oh wow.
so it's like
Whoa.
full circle, right? Like she was able to do it, and it was more about in that
Awesome.
group community and building better together with everyone and sharing ideas and doing the same things that the bigger groups do, but to a lesser standard, I guess. I'm not sure. A lesser drive. It was fun. Kept it fun.
That's
That's
cool.
unique. It kind of tells like a different aspect when it comes to cosplaying. Because I've heard some of the 501st say that they've been in different movies too with their actual uniforms.
That's very cool.
Really quick, Geek Cred Trivia says hosting panels is so much fun. It is. Being on them is
And
fun too.
him and his
I
daughter
worked hard.
did.
Works hard, said
Sorry.
cool.
Him and his daughter actually did a panel at Anime Houston last time, and it was about like kind of the fandom life on a budget. He was talking about some of the stuff and the cosplay stuff. And his daughter made her own wig for her
Yes,
Miku cosplay.
this is the
so that was like
way.
The art of the ride says, bro,
Okay.
this is the way.
Okay, so I have to say I'm impressed of the thought that like you started even later than me and like have these amazing cosplays that you've done though. Like I'm pretty jealous. I'm gonna say it's like I mean I always loved like Halloween and dressing up, and I was the weirdo that would like dress like totally out of kilter because I'd try to match characters, in just regular clothes even like my whole life. And so like just kind of getting into it now as more of a thing, a cosplay thing more than anything. I'm loving it. Like, but
She's
I don't
good.
have a huge collection, and like I'm trying to get myself to sew for myself now some more. Because I've
You know
made
what would
like
be
a lot of
really
stuff,
cool
but
for you to try to do, Mombi? I think you
Hmm.
should try one day, 1 year. You should try to do the cosplay contest at Comic Palooza, especially if you make something, because you get higher points with things that you make.
Oh wow.
If you make 90%, if not 100% of it, they've got prizes.
Yes. Halloween 24/7, Jimmy. Yes. That is life.
Let's do
That's
it.
what I'm
I've been wanting to
I don't
try
know.
the competition each year. Let's do it, Mombi. Come on.
Oh
I
my
think it's a
gosh.
good idea.
I have seen some of the cosplays of these big
Honestly,
ones now.
put you
Like,
two
oh my
together
gosh.
to make one cosplay. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah. I can see it.
Okay,
Yep.
so my project for this year's, and it's been one I've been pushing back and messing with for over a year now, but is Mr. Freeze. I'm trying to put that one. Everybody have like a
Ooh.
I've seen a
That's
few
a
people
cool
do
one.
Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wanted some like a neat element to it, to where it's not just walking around in a suit of armor again. If you can think of something in the DC universe, Lombi, and we could be a
Oh.
dude.
Well, now wait a minute. Did I not see Captain America? Because Captain America and the Scarlet Witch are in the same zone too.
It is, but I didn't make
Witch
that.
Freeze.
Which
I didn't make
Geek
most of my
Trivia
Scarlet Witch
says
one
Witch
either.
Freeze.
So. Which version?
the comic book or
Witch
the
Freeze.
cartoon?
Or the movie?
Oh, Mr. Freeze.
Comic book, cartoon, or movie?
He's kind of a hybrid. My favorite's the animated. That's what I grew up with.
So
But
that's a
then
90s cartoon?
Yeah.
like yeah. But
The
then
cartoon.
Arnold
Yes.
Schwarzenegger, obviously, I was a fan of him when I was a little kid. And then I think it's just like I'll tell you what it actually is a suit of Iron Man armor that didn't fit me. And I was trying to think of I purchased it 3D printed. It was one of my like the first 3D printed kit I ever bought, and I got it. And like a noob move, I thought he didn't even ask about scale. After I got it, I realized how small it was on me. I felt
Oh no.
and so
No.
what was an Iron Man turned into like a project just sitting on the shelf. And what can I do with this? So now he's silver. It's not every part, but I've tried to mess with it enough to make it sell as a Mr. Freeze. You guys be the judge. Let me know later.
Okay.
I have a couple. I was always a Batman fan, like especially the 90s cartoon. Like I was obsessed with that show. That was the best Harley Quinn version right there. I'm so sad the voice actress died this year, so that was sad.
That's the OG Harley Quinn. That's where she came
Oh
from.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes. But
There
I
you
always
go.
thought like,
Harley Quinn.
I do have a connection with Harley Quinn, but I have an aversion to blondes, being a blonde. And it was so hard last weekend doing Luna Lovegood
I
with
was
the
about to
blonde
say she
wig.
was really fighting that wig, even though it looked good on her.
It was, yeah, I don't know. It was like
Like,
nails on a chalkboard in my mind.
okay, blonde Mombi, we could get used to this.
I
That
do
would
love
be different.
Poison Ivy. I could do Poison Ivy, but like everybody wants to do Poison Ivy, it seems like. So
Oh, I've seen the opposite. Everybody wants to be Harley. I swear, I could turn it into a
since
coin flip
Suicide Squad,
game. I
that
could
is true.
turn it into a drinking game. I really could. The amount of Harleys that
Aw,
you see, especially at Comic Palooza,
You know,
I
you'd
don't
be a
want to do a
good.
Harley because of
You,
that.
you could
especially
do
Suicide
Batgirl.
Squad version.
I was gonna
Gosh.
say she could do Catwoman too.
I used to love
Uh,
Catwoman.
I
Barbara
actually
Oh,
have a
Gordon.
Michelle
Catwoman in
Pfeiffer
the
Catwoman.
works.
I cannot do that at cosplay though.
I actually have a Catwoman in the works, and I won't tell you what version. You're
Uh,
just gonna have to see it at Comic Palooza.
Aha. Geek says do Punchline
That
instead of Harley.
Oh my
is
goodness.
a valid
Yes!
point. Oh my
Do
gosh, I did not
Punchline.
even
I love
think about that.
Punchline. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
Punchline.
yeah, that is true.
Works hard to turn it into a drinking game.
I'm sorry.
It's like
I
Comic
created a
Con.
monster.
We need to make a
Comic-Con
Comic Con bingo. Okay, so
Yes.
I'm gonna start selling
How many?
Comic Con
Find
bingo on
5
my
Harley
Patreon.
That's actually a thing. On Instagram, they have little like cosplay bingos, and one of them is Harley Quinn, seeing a Harley Quinn at Comic Con.
Are the Red says okay. I love Poison Ivy. Redheads are the best.
Honestly, I love redheads. I'm a ginger freak. I love gingers. The Weasleys. Ooh, don't get me started.
Awesome.
That's
Well,
probably why I love Mombi so much.
we have less
Aw.
than 3 minutes left, which is sad because this has been so much fun. Brad,
Aw.
do you have any advice for anybody who wants to get into cosplay?
I would just keep it short and just say that keep it simple but have fun. And if you were like me and you feel like that some of the big groups are your only way in, for me, I wanted to be with others. That was what made it fun. I didn't want to just be a solo, cosplay person. I wanted to be part of a bigger group. Music was always big with me growing up. This is the new creative outlet. It was a band then, and now it's this now. And it's just being with other people. I'd say find your people, keep it fun, make it easy. Don't be afraid to turn someone else's trash into someone else's treasure. Because
Don't be afraid to dumpster dive.
yeah, that's it.
Right.
Recycling. We call it
Keep it legal,
recycling.
no trespassing.
Yes.
Okay, just keep it legal.
There you go.
Right.
That works. Brad, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for sharing. Your cosplays are awesome. Jeremy said 100% true is the last quote coming in there.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Working
Really
on for next week, Malicious Maledictus. Hopefully the scheduling will work out. We shall see. But in the meantime, be ready
and
to take.
upcoming this Saturday and Sunday is Brazoria County Comic Con in Lake Jackson. And I'll be there Saturday, and CJ will be there all weekend. So.
I will be there all weekend. I will probably be the red-headed streak you see running across the floor.
What's up in the air whether I'll go or not? Depends on things, but we'll see.
So
look up for a surprise.
Wands to the ready, Mommy.
Thank y'all so much for joining us. Make sure to hit that thumbs up if you're on YouTube and check out our links. And till next time, mischief managed. Bye.